Greetings and salutations, humans. This is Froggy and Friends, and we are playing Grit. Alright. Where we left off last time. Cedric figured out a little of why the jar in his room is a little more active. Frederick introduced Thaddeus to the Lady Death, and found out a lot about Thaddeus. So you saw Thaddeus' history. Jade healed up a bit. Tulak went out and to go camping. Not yet. That's all on my list here. Got info on the bayonet because Frederick reached out to his patron. And the bayonet has been added to the collection of bad tings. Tulak killed some tax collectors. He buried two sawn-off pistols from the murders.
Yep.
And it just so happened to be Cedric's friends. Jade had a bad reading, so she took 2 to spare, a feeling something bad is going to happen. All right. Where we left off right at the last time, Cedric stepped out of his room wiping ghoul blood off of his hands as Tulak was kind of passing, and he's like, I haven't got my chemicals. It's quite some time that this is quite uncharacteristic of them. And Tulak was like, of who? And then Cedric described them to a T.
Yeah.
So, the time frame, so everyone kind of knows, you guys got back like the middle of October.
Okay.
This is like mid-November, and they're 2 weeks late from bringing his shipment. And you guys have noticed the past few days there are some more men kind of just wandering around Talon's Trail, kind of dressed nicely with boulder hats. And some of them have stopped and they've had more than one meeting with Thaddeus in the past few days. So it's been 2 weeks since the incident.
Okay.
And so this is 2 weeks from the incident, and the cook actually comes up to you,
Okay.
Tulak, and she hands you a note that's kind of dusty, and she's like, "I'm so sorry, we just found it this morning. It was from a little while ago, and it's dated the day after the incident. So you can read it, and then you can read it out loud if you'd like to."
I'll read it aloud.
Okay, you want to read it first and then go through it?
Okay. I'll finish reading it first, then I'll read it.
Okay. So this is what you were carrying up to your room after, like, when Cedric came out of the room.
Oh my god.
Does Cedric talk to Tulak a little bit about this, or just kind of does that in passing as he's going to do something?
Passing as he's going to do something, because I don't think he suspects Tulak.
Oh, no one does. No one does.
So he's just like, that's weird. My friends are late.
Yeah, okay. He's going to read his letter out loud. Did you read it?
No, I can't read it.
Okay.
On second thought, maybe I'll talk to Thaddeus about this first. Or I could actually read it aloud to the group. What do you think?
You want to talk to Thaddeus first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just speak.
So you kind of go directly to Thaddeus?
Uh-huh.
Okay, as you're going up there, 2 men come out of his office,
Okay.
dressed very similar to the individuals that you saw 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
And Thaddeus is just kind of, Tulak, can I help you?
Sorry to disturb you. Real quick, who were all of these men?
They're U.S. Marshals. There's some men missing.
I
No
see.
concern.
These men that were missing, were they also these U.S. Marshals?
Actually, the U.S. Marshals and something a little bit more. I've been in contact to make sure that Cedric can get his volatile chemicals, and to make sure that we can do so, I have arrangements with different branches of our government, such as like the Secret Service or the U.S. Marshals, and they bring that for me. And it's been about 2 weeks since they were supposed to check in here at Talon's Trail and collect taxes from different things. And so what they do is they usually do a telegraph, and he just kind of describes the whole process. So what they do is they come to town, they send a telegraph to say that they made it to town,
Okay.
and then they list out, like they've got a number system that they kind of list out what occurred, and then they actually stop directly and give Cedric his stuff, and they usually have a meal or something with Cedric and,
Sure.
and drinks,
Makes sense.
and then they do their business, send off the next telegraph, and then usually head out. It's not usually, they stay a day or two, so
If they've been late before, do you think they're okay?
they've never been late.
What happens if they're in trouble?
We get to figure that out because they've asked. Well, it's our business to help and how can I help you? I'm sorry, I kind of.
Sure. Sorry. Well, like the cook, lovely cook, gave me a letter, and truth be
The one that that was left at the front and seemed to have blown out. Okay.
yeah, and I don't really know what it means, and I don't know if I should tell the group or what to do. Have you read the letter yet, sir?
Well, it was addressed to you, and it was sealed. So that's
Well, may I read it to you, or
yeah.
or-
You can read it to me, so I don't have to.
Tulok the Abandoner, we saw what you did from afar. We came to talk, but you seemed preoccupied. Forgiveness is possible. The loneliness you hold can end. We miss you. Your calling awaits. Grand things to behold together. We can keep you from the storm that brews. Forgive you. Love you. We shall never abandon you as you did to us. If you choose this, meet us where the veil was torn, where the place of the dead ushered in monsters from afar, where a tree burnt bright long before, and you will be alone no more, when the moon is at its sharpest. Signed, Lily with open arms.
Oh! I was expecting something else.
The we.
I think she means her and the axe, or I'm not sure.
Okay. Do you have any idea where they're wanting to meet? Does that make sense to you?
It talks about where the veil was torn and the place of the dead. I think of the city where where the monsters were and we were locked in the jail cell, but
Okay.
I don't know where the tree burnt bright long
Do you-
before.
The town's name was Burnt Tree.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh. Lily, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Cedric, as you're going downstairs, you can the cook actually comes in and hands you what's in that parcel I sent you.
Oh,
Um,
thank you very much.
Yep. Don't open the other white envelope. I'll tell you if that happens. And Frederick, you get handed some as well, so you can open yours.
Must
To open
be.
the brown one?
Yes. Well,
Look at the white
what
one.
did they
Don't
see?
look at it.
I'm not
Oh.
sure. The fact that this is dusty means it's probably been a long time, and
It's, if you remember the date, it was
What
dated.
is
Isn't
The,
it?
this?
it was dated the day after the incident. So that is up to you. Like, would you? I doubt Tulak would say anything.
yeah, no, I don't think he would. I think he would say,
Okay, roll a deception.
"Oh, my deception's
Oh.
real bad. This will be fun." No successes.
Okay, he doesn't say anything.
Okay. So, Tulak would just say, "Well, I don't know. Probably nothing."
Okay. Did you read your letter, Frederick?
Oh yeah, I read both of them.
Okay. And there was a certain thing. It was actually like a parcel, so it was wrapped. I didn't want to. In the letter, what it says?
Did
Listen.
you send that to me? What are you talking about?
Yeah, to you, the letters. But I didn't send it in a parcel because I couldn't find the right thing. I'm just saying,
No, okay.
in the world of grit, it was a parcel, not just letters. How about
Yes, yeah.
how about you, Cedric? Are you
I'm finishing up the first one.
okay? You can take pictures of everything and I guess send it to the group, and then, well, don't send them until you if you want to, you can read them out loud, like as a sharing thing.
Mine out loud. I know. I love the we from a storytelling. Solid. Love it.
You probably won't want to.
Yeah, well, it doesn't bode well. Or it bodes really well, actually. Forgiveness, but I gotta be disaster sacrifice.
Regardless, it bodes.
It
does
bodes.
bode.
Okay, so what do you want me to do?
Well, should we grab the team and go back? Should I go back by myself? Do I even tell them what this is?
It was to you.
With your permission, I'll leave in the morning. Unless you think I should wait a little
So-
longer. I know we still gotta rest up,
Oh,
so he can finish
no.
resting if he needs to.
One second here. It's a waning gibbous tomorrow, so it's not going to be at its sharpest.
Hmm. Well, how long do we have before it goes through its phases? Because I can wait.
Let's wait. You can just. And I don't want any of my team leaving right now, and we have so many.
You're right. We should help find whatever happened to those lost marshals.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your time. I'll Be around if you need me.
Okay. And the cook, when you're going down, says, "Oh, something else came for you." And that smells musty. Smells like whiskey and yeah.
Wait, huh?
Oh?
It's like you're almost to your room and she gives that to you.
I love that the cook is at
Any other letters you think that might be here for me?
I don't think so. She just.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
So you just opened it up and like read it right in front of her.
Yeah.
Okay. You go back to Thaddeus.
Yeah.
Come in.
Sir, I got another letter. And it's not good. It says, "Boy, you gave it away
Boy.
like a fool. Wasn't hard to find you. That's not good. You were weak then, and you are now. A reckoning is coming, boy. You shall regret giving up the one thing that could help. It's gotta be from my father."
Okay.
Sir, this is not good.
I know. Do you recall I've been tracking incidences where?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Just mainly stay in your room. Don't leave until advised. I'll make sure Boone brings meals to you. So actually, I've got to double check with him and make sure that he's okay doing that. But otherwise, I'll make sure meals are brought to you. We're just gonna wait a little bit until let's just say that the moon changes.
I'll be in my room, sir.
Okay. Okay.
With
Yeah.
my weapon loaded.
Yeah. Yeah. There
Yeah,
you go.
so Tulak would leave and barricade his door and load
Okay.
all of his weapons and
Okay.
not sit in front of the window too closely.
All right. Who would like to go first, Frederick or Cedric? Because Jade, you're still pretty much chilling in your room. You have
yeah.
no clue what's going on.
I have no idea.
The reckoning that's
slightly
coming.
traumatized from
Yep.
still. Don't all speak up at once.
Caleb, were you ready or?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
With the letters that I received,
Yeah.
there would be some concern. And I think I would go to Frederick.
Okay.
Oh.
And I can send him a text of the letters because I think he would show him the letters and be like,
And what was with them?
there was a pressed flowers, and then, but he would go up to Frederick and say, the people who I've grown quite close to, the ones that bring me my chemicals or my experiments, I should say, they, I fear, have gone missing. The family has not heard from them, and I obviously haven't heard from them. They've never been late, and they are currently a couple weeks back. So I was wondering if there is some type of ritual you had to find out where they are.
Yeah. If they are deceased, then we could perform a seance. If they're not, then perhaps perhaps one of us could travel to a spirit realm via a bridge.
Well, you can, like, with a seance, you could actually ask the spirits in the area too, if they've seen them.
That's true. We could always just ask the spirit.
The simplest, be like, hey, you see these guys?
Hey, you see these guys?
Big spirits in the area.
Yep.
Hello?
I sent the photos to you, Jeff, because he would have shown.
'Kay.
Frederick, If
Okay.
you wanted to, if you can read that, it's kind of small.
It's going to be difficult. I could.
I mean, it's a pretty clear picture. He'll just have to zoom in.
Okay.
I would.
Not much changed, but things did change because of the incident.
Yeah.
But like all that, that was, yeah.
It's great. It's good.
You say that now.
A reckoning is coming.
Shade's like, no.
So Frederick and Cedric are kind of dealing with that. So you're just chilling in your room.
I
Like-
imagine I would be right now. I don't want to make Jade go do anything right now.
Okay. Well, you cut off the ring finger of your dominant hand.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing you're messing with, like, trying to use it, and it's very sore. He
Yeah.
did have to stitch it up. You are on like laudanum for your, because it's the, yeah. So you've got, Kent is in the room, and the bowls of his things are always changed, and like usually when you're sleeping.
Yeah.
And it's like, it freaks you out because that lady can come into your room and leave without waking you up.
Yeah, she's so quiet.
Yeah. And there are like a stack of, like, there are new possibility of books that you can choose from that Thaddeus keeps, like, she brings in and leaves. So, like, there's like ones you don't want, and then ones you've kind of figured out. And you're like, yeah. So,
She would probably spend a lot of time reading.
okay. What books would you have? Because you already have a bunch of books on, like, Black Shuck and, like, hellhounds and things like that. Folklore things, definitely, like, palm reading and stuff like that. You had an interest prior.
Oh yeah.
Were
she'd
there
probably
anything?
Do the palm reading. I totally forgot that was
Okay.
like a thing
Okay.
from forever ago.
Okay.
She'd probably read those.
Okay, cool. All right, Frederick and Cedric.
Yeah.
What? Were you able to read them?
Yeah, I just finished them.
Okay. So, what are you guys gonna do?
Cedric doesn't know what's going on, so it is all up to Fred.
I mean, I would just encourage you to do what you think is right, but this seems a little peculiar.
I just want to know if they're safe or not. I care about this family. They, as you read, they see me like as an uncle.
Yeah, I can tell that they care about you.
Should we? When should we have those read out loud? Or do you want that to be just between you two?
It could just be between us two until the climax.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Just so I can kind.
Okay.
All right.
This is gonna be a good game. I can tell.
This is. All right. So, Frederick, do you set up a séance?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
And obviously, I'll have Cedric there. So since he knows like descriptions, he can kind of help and be a medium between if they show up.
Perfect. All right, so this is a ritual. So this is mysticism.
Yeah.
Was it just the two of them doing this?
Yes.
I think my mysticism's actually surprisingly.
Yeah. So,
Then
Cedric, you can roll a single dice to help.
Oh, okay.
You're rolling your minimum of 2, Frederick. Now,
Yeah.
you can choose between mysticism and occult.
okay, got it.
Okay. Now, this is a ritual. I'm trying to remember the rules that we went over, how many successes were necessary, but...
Do I
I
get
think 3.
mysticism or occult, or is it based on his?
It's based on... What? Can you repeat that, Caleb, please?
Do I get to choose between mysticism or occult, or is it based on what he chooses?
You can choose between the two.
Okay, I'm gonna choose occult. One success.
All right, cool.
And I've got 2 successes.
Cool. So a ritual.
They're dead.
We know they're dead.
We just
Okay,
know.
so from Primal, what I'm going to actually say is because you have the letters, that will actually lower the difficulty to only 3 successes needed. You needed 4 otherwise.
Nice.
Okay.
So as you have these letters and the pressed flowers and empty vials of chemicals you've used as the and you're are you asking for spirits directly like these ones, or are you asking for spirits in the area that know any information?
I don't.
I'm getting there.
Oh yeah.
You go
Yeah.
area? Okay.
Well, what were you
Yeah,
thinking?
area. That's what I was thinking.
Oh.
Area.
Okay.
We don't know where they're dead, so it'd be
Yeah.
like make sure you got lost.
Yeah. Okay, so you finish the ritual, and your candles and your incense both kind of fizzle out rapidly, and then like more smoke kind of billows out, and it swirls around you, and both of you from the exterior wall, you both hear, and 2 apparitions just float through the wall. One with a gaping hole in their neck, and then the other one, there's like light shining through their left leg, their thigh, and they're just covered. They're covered in blood and dirt. And they're your friends, Cedric.
Wait, do I see them or
Yes.
is it just him?
You see them.
Okay. Oh. Cece's
Like you're hearing the whistling from the neck.
Cedric, are these
Are they with you?
these 2 fellas your friends?
These unfortunately is my friends.
Yep, Jethro and Donald.
See that one there is Jethro, that one there is Donald.
Well, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, sirs.
And they both like tip their hat, like their hats to you, but like the one doesn't have the hat, like looking around, because they don't know.
Oh!
Mm.
And then they're looking around. He's covered in blood, and he reaches in his coat, like into his vest, and he's pulling out something. He tries handing it to you, Cedric. And you try grabbing it, and you're just going through.
Oh.
Must be the worst.
Uh,
Who's gonna tell?
So
Cedric,
they,
the floor is yours. Obviously, you can ask whatever you'd like. This seems fairly secure.
you, my friends, do you know what happened to you?
Roll a persuasion.
Should have probably mentioned to maybe avoid telling them they're dead.
Who's running?
Well, that would have been nice to know.
I know, I forgot about that. It's right there.
I can't find persuasion. Hold on, I'm looking for it.
Under personality.
Oh, there it is. It's not very good. So that's fun.
I mean, is there a way that I can assist with that to like kind of
Oh,
not emphasize that they're dead or lead them to?
so I got one success, 1 and a 19.
Do you have a
Magic.
Do you have a focus in it?
No, so it's just 1.
By definition, that would be a complication because you don't have a focus.
No.
But you do have a success. Now, Jeff, you can roll a single die to help.
Okay. That's one success.
Okay.
We still got a complication.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
So
Makes it more interesting.
you asked him what happened, and the one with the gaping hole in his neck, which is okay. That was Jethro. Yeah. So Jethro, he turns to Donald, and he has surprise in his eyes, and then he starts. We were asking someone about tax collection, and then they stabbed me in the neck. And Donald's like, and then he shot me in the leg. And they're just staring, and like he's feeling inside the hole.
Ooh.
Well, gentlemen, let's not dwell on those things of the past, shall we? Those could be some hurtful memories. I understand that you have some gifts for our friend, and I feel like that would like to be reciprocated. Do you gentlemen know where you're at?
They both turn and just start slowly floating through the wall.
You better follow him.
You gotta follow them.
Okay.
Now this is gonna be fun, because you guys have to do an observation or survival to keep up with them.
Oh, that's good.
My observation.
Frederick. Oh, actually, my observation's not bad. Survival.
So
Actually, both are not bad. Well, survival.
Okay.
I might just assist you then.
They're not moving super fast.
2 successes.
Fantastic.
Plus 1.
Awesome. 3. So you're really close to them, and you're concerned that these guys are going to freak out the people around, but they're not noticing them. You were the ones that did the ritual of the seance, so like you're like following them, and it doesn't take you a super long time, but you're on the far outskirts of town. Now, Tulok, did you bury him in your camp, or did you move him somewhere?
Moved him somewhere.
Okay, you moved him somewhere, so you don't not by your camp, right? So you first Jethro kind of looks over an area where something looks like was buried a few weeks ago. He just looks at it for a little while and then just keeps moving, and then they're just over areas and they're just staring down at. There's some dead bushes on it. Looks like they've kind of dried up recently. and they're just staring at this slight mound.
I would go
Well,
to
that's,
dig.
You're digging.
Yep.
It's going to be a lot easier because you have your prosthetic hand, so it is like a shovel,
Yep.
and so
The
both of you. And so you dig them out, and they're both there, and inside of Jethro's vest pocket, can you open that small other package, Cedric?
oh my.
Open only when prompted to. That's from Frog.
I think you've been prompted, my friend.
Have been prompted. Oh no. First and then one.
And underneath their bodies, you find a bunch of government documents that are kind of crumpled up underneath them. And Donald's holster is empty, and so is Jethro's, both of his. Oh, and underneath them is their horse, like horse tack and saddles.
I forgot you did that.
Yeah.
And as you're kind of waiting around, you do kind of look up, like farther up into the hills, and you see two horses just kind of meandering by someone's camp.
I've worked with horses before. In fact, I own one. I'm gonna go and grab those and,
Okay.
unfortunately, see if they can carry their owners.
Okay. Animal handling.
Thank you,
All right. It's
If they
decent.
don't let me, Lily and my dad will.
Do we have any momentum?
None.
No.
Okay, well, that's fine.
I called
So that was 0 successes.
Yeah. but that's
Zero
okay.
successes. They just seem kind of skittish.
Yeah, that would make sense.
So you're having trouble kind of. They've been wild for 2 weeks, pretty much. So
Okay.
Maybe I can run over and help a little bit.
you can roll your own. You could just start with that.
Animal handling. It's not good, so I might just get kicked in the skull.
I mean, I had 0 successes, so.
Yeah.
That is 1 success.
All right.
Surprisingly.
1 success. Okay. You get one of the horses, and then you're kind of leading it down, and the other one's following, but at a distance.
Maybe the horse recognizes me.
Probably does. Actually,
Yes.
we should have started with that.
That's such a Cedric thing to say. This horse knows who I am.
Yep.
Probably does.
So you put these carcasses on the back of this horse, and the horse like sniffs the bodies first, and the other one comes up and sniffs the body, and it allows you to put the body on the back, and it like turns its head back and like kind of nudges,
Aw.
and then you can definitely tell there's recognition.
Yeah, that's good. I'm just gonna stroke their nose.
Yeah. Give it a little pat.
Little bit.
Okay,
Little plant.
and you guys lead them back to town where there are marshals.
Have I found his revolvers?
Did you guys stop and? Oh, and when you got that letter, Jethro disappeared.
But Donald's still around?
Then Donald kind of points at he points at the saddle, and then he kind of points at where his holster was. And in the saddle, there's a broken bottle with powder that was kind of coming out, and it definitely messed up the leather.
Gotcha.
So Cedric, you're like, well, there's my chemical.
Oh, thank God. Okay, search is over.
Yeah, but it's like messed up the saddle. So it's like it's contaminated. It's done. So Donald just is kind of there for a little bit.
If I don't
You,
find revolvers,
Yeah.
I think I would like look for them because it said in the letter how much he like.
Well, that was Donald's one.
Oh, it was.
Yep, that's Donald's
yeah.
revolver.
He's still there.
Yep.
I think I would that after I searched his saddle.
Okay.
Like if I didn't find revolvers on there, I would like look for it.
Okay, so on your way back, both of you, if you could roll me a survival.
Okay.
Everyone enjoying themselves?
Oh yeah.
So I got 0 successes.
I had 0 successes.
You're remembering where Jethro kind of stopped and looked, but you can't find it again.
Dang. I would. Cedric would turn to Frederick and go, I'm going to look for Donald's revolvers. He very much appreciated them. They were very meaningful to him because his family sacrificed so much for them. And I think it would be only right to find them and return them
The one pistol.
to at least the family, or have them buried in them.
Well, I understand. I think that would help him be at peace. But he probably knows where they're at.
Oh, I forgot we have that.
And you do have a momentum to
Yeah.
ask another question. Like you have momentum, but it's for that specific.
For sure.
Yeah.
Wait, so you're saying we have a momentum we can spend to ask him a question?
Or
To ask
Yeah.
a single question.
that's
You're
all on
okay
you.
with that? I'm going to do it. I would turn to the apparition that was formerly known as Donald.
Yeah.
And I would say, Donald, I know how much you appreciated your new revolvers, and I think it would only be right if I gave them back to you, if I could find them. Would you have any idea where they would be at?
And he kind of whispers to Johnny, and he just kind of goes straight back to the hotel.
Well, I know where we're going to give the revolvers, but I don't know where they are.
So, like, Frederick, you have to kind of go slower, and so
Someone better come get me for this.
it's like Cedric, you're kind of having to keep up with him because he's moving a little bit faster than the last time.
Oh God. Do we have to roll for that?
Yes. Roll a survival.
You should not have asked.
God.
No, I was gonna ask him.
Okay.
I am?
Hold on.
Well, you're trying to keep these two bodies on the back of a horse.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
Wait, wait. It's the focus is what gives the benefit, right? Not the skill.
Focus it can double if it's underneath the focus.
Oh, okay. Because I had 1 focus and I rolled 2 twos. So
Okay.
that's 2 successes at least.
Yeah, it's 2 successes. All right, you're keeping up with Donald, and you keep glancing back at Frederick, and he's like, and that other horse is following, kind of at a distance, and y'all come back into town, and like Frederick, you are you're stopped because you have 2 dead bodies, and like there are some marshals kind of coming up to you. They start asking you. You can just be like, I'll just say that you say like, I found horses and I found these guys.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna say I went out with a friend. We found some horses that were around a place and found a shallow grave. I've seen a few in my day.
You can use me as a witness if needed.
And Cedric is kind of like,
look back. I'm gonna wave you on.
yeah, and you're like kind of hightailing it, and you're like, he was queasy. They're like, he looks crazy enough. They don't want to stop him.
Yeah.
And you go up, and he just kind of goes through the walls, and you hightail it up, and he's stopped right in front of someone's room.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
I knock on the door.
What is it? Who's there?
It's me, Cedric.
Oh. Well, hang on. You hear some chairs scraping, and then the door cracks open. What can I do for you?
Oh, I'm sorry if I caught you at a bad time. Would you, happen to see where these 2 revolvers are? My
Where is
friends dearly
It's in the little chest.
treasured them, and I want to return it to their grave.
Cedric, Donald is standing right at the foot of the bed, looking at a chest.
Is it okay if I look around?
Yeah,
Is it?
I don't have 2 revolvers, but I did find one on the edge of town that might be what you're looking for. And yeah, right over here in the chest if you want to look at it.
Goodbye, Fry.
I might have to do
Deception.
it persuade, because Cedric would act like he's looking around in other spots before he checks the chest. So he'd like go up to a bookshelf and like pat it down even though he's not looking.
Okay.
Bro, there ain't no way you're getting away with this.
Okay, so Donald is just staring right at the chest where Tulak said, and he seemed Tulak seems very like he's telling the truth to you. Roll an insight though for me.
Ooh.
Play your first
I gotta see what my insight is.
Play your first player.
I always forget. Oh, it's pretty good.
By the way, since the door's open, he's gonna just peek around and see if there's anyone out there before he kind of cracks it again.
To be so
That is
suspicious.
only one
He's
success.
watching for his dad.
One success. He seems on the level. This is November 14th, so there's a little bit. Yeah. So is the chest locked or is it?
No, it's unlocked.
Okay.
I would even help open it for him. And
Okay.
Is this what you're looking for?
And it's a Schofield pistol. And
Yes.
right when it's handed to you, Donald disappears.
Well, this is the one. Thank you very much. A dear friend of mine this belonged to. I'm glad you found it. We just recently discovered that he has departed from this world, and I think it's only right to give this back to his family because he treasures these. So, if that's okay with you, I don't.
Absolutely, yeah. I wondered why anyone would be careless enough to leave it on the ground. I'm sorry to hear about your friend.
That is okay. It happens. It happens to the best of us, you know. I don't think. I mean, Cedric would have some suspicions, but he would give him the benefit of the doubt
Yep.
for now.
Yep.
Because I didn't roll a good
Yeah.
insight, right? So
Correct.
he just thinks, oh, he found it.
Yeah,
Okay.
he had 2
So-
successes on his deception, and you had 1 success on your insight. So he seems to be telling the truth, and he was telling the truth that it was on the outside of town. So it's partially true.
Listen. Before I go, I just wanted to tell you, Tulak, that I apologize for being tough on you with us the ladies. I just want the best for you, and that you leave a lasting legacy on this world. And I know that you have a disadvantage being the color of your skin, and there's nothing wrong with that. Some people are just stupid. But you're going to be a great man, and I appreciate you.
I hope
And then
this
he walks
fills
out.
with guilt.
Cedric, I hope you're right. I closed the door behind him and put the chair back up, and
Okay.
still can't leave the room.
All right, I gave him a moral dilemma.
Yep. Okay, so Frederick has a very long process explaining all this, and Cedric is asked, and they don't ask him many questions because they're kind of freaked out by him. They come in and thank Thaddeus, and because less than 2 days after they kind of came in and asked questions, part of his crew actually found out, but they found the bodies. So the reward goes to the agency. And so Cedric and
awesome.
Frederick do get a bonus.
Nice.
Woo!
Great job, fellas.
I like money. That's nice.
Yep. So you each get 25 because it was a $50 reward, and Thaddeus just like, you guys can just split it. I'm fine.
$50 wouldn't fund me for an hour. You guys keep it.
Alright.
Okay, so what do you guys like? That was a day. Do you guys do anything else that day, or?
Well, if I was with Thaddeus that day,
Mm-hmm.
then I would have talked to him about the letter from Madame LeBeau.
Okay. Bring it on.
Okay.
I'm all ears.
Am I already in the room?
Yeah, you're in his office. Like this is after he I'm imagining he gave you your bonus, and you decide not to leave the room.
Okay, perfect. You know, Thaddeus reached out to the Madame LeBeau, and she was able to enlighten me on a few other things.
Really?
Oh yeah, absolutely. First off, the last champion before me, I think I've already explained to you that I'm the champion of the Lady Death, yes?
Yes. And he looks around the room.
Oh, no doubt she's here. Anyway.
Okay.
But yeah, the probably a gentleman, but whoever was before me was from Transylvania, and they left a mess in their wake. I'm thinking I've got heavy intuition.
Yes.
How you feel that it might be Vlad the Impaler? I'm just wishing. I'm honestly wishing.
Like he's like, oh,
But I really don't know, so it could be something to look into. And I'll hand him the letter, and I'll let him, go from there. Because I usually keep my letters in my pockets.
okay. Now I have to go to that.
I mean, I got it right here.
Yeah. So if you want to read that out loud for me, please.
Sure. That one.
Yep.
This one. Okay, it says, Frederick, my boy. Sorry. Anyway. So happy to receive your last letter. No need to apologize for the wait. You are on a path that few will ever know. Let's skip the pleasantries. Madame de Moore is one of the four of many. So I don't know what that means. Anyway, she can be considered a Loa, but she and her kind are far more powerful. I've heard tales of her, not many mind you, but those I have, she is the only one of She's the only one at the gate for those magic actually claimed. The Baron prevents these meetings when called upon, but he doesn't stop them all. Her champion, you say? I believe there was one in Transylvania that turned from her after taking some of her gifts, but I know little of it other than he made quite a mess. Do tread lightly, my boy. Marion has been seeing things, but you will read about that in her letter. She can't write, so I did for her. Keep your head up and do as you see fit, and have fun with it, boy. Madame Laveau. So, if he doesn't already know, I'll explain that Loa are like magical spirits of voodoo practitioners,
Yep.
and that Baron is Baron Samedi, and
The Baron,
I don't think I have to explain anything else.
do you know why you call upon him if someone has a curse on him?
He's the lead Loa. He's the most powerful of them all.
Yep, and
He is.
he's the one that you call upon to help you. Like, if someone dies from a curse, you call upon him to prevent them from dying, like from passing over.
Yeah.
Four of many. And he walks over to his bookshelf and he grabs out like a very black book with a cross on it. He flips to the back. Frederick, how many horsemen are there?
There's 4.
What if 4 of many? Okay. What if what's written there is just saying what those 4 are as a group, like to organize? Does that make sense?
To organize. Like,
There are many death. There in other culture. He goes over and grabs another book. And he's flipping through.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and he's like looking through, like, because we have the Grim Reaper, but then over in this culture, like, there's all these Reapers, all different ones, and they're all manifestations of bringing those to the other side. And he's just like going on like a crazy tangent. And then there's also like the war and pestilence. There's usually deities or spirits associated with it. What if that is what she's talking about?
I think you're onto something. I confer. I agree. There is many deities and spirits of death, and there are many deities and spirits of war and pestilence or healing in some cases. And
War. Do you think what Tulak was associated with was one of them?
I had that feeling a while back. I think I brought it up, but
Yes, I believe you did. Which one do you think it is?
Well, judging by how the axe looked, I would say Egyptian, but because didn't it look at this is me talking, not Frederick. Because didn't it look Egyptian?
Kind of.
Okay, back into Frederick. But that would seem very odd since the location of where he's from and how that axe came to be and the associated feelings that he would often tell me about, the tinglings in his arm and sharp daggers, like. To me, that sounds more like Aztec sacrifice, which is always just a joy to read about.
Okay, so conquest or war, correct? Or could even I don't think it would be famine.
I don't know if Tulak ever told me that it was hunger.
Okay. He didn't.
I did.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, you remember hunger.
with the visions and stuff.
Okay.
And then, yeah,
And the vision you had of what the world
Yeah.
would.
I told him with all the blood and everything. Yeah.
yeah. Oh well, then I'm explaining all, and I'm laying it all on the table.
Frederick, Tulak came into my office today and shared with me that Lily reached out to him. Wanting to meet when the moon is at its sharpest, which is going to be about a week. Let's see here now. It's going to be a little bit over that. He was wanting to go. I am kind of okay with that. Partially because he kind of hurt somebody.
You know, Lily always had more of a head on her shoulders, so to speak.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Gonna replace it with Lily?
Yeah. I'm.
Love to lock.
Yeah, but I'm.
I want to see what she can do.
Knowing all this, I've got a lot to ponder.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Well, if I can help you study in any way.
Okay. I'll let you know if I think of anything. What are you up to, Cedric?
I think for the rest of the night, well, Cedric would be trying to find a way to like preserve the flowers he got, so he can
Okay.
keep it in his jacket pocket.
Okay.
And then also cleaning his revolvers off,
Okay.
just kind of like a
It's a
respectful.
okay. It's a single Schofield. It's not super fancy. It's like the basic one.
Mm-hmm.
And at the Schofield, I'll just give a reminder, it's a break action. So when you break it, it actually expels the cartridges from the cylinder. So that's what you guys do for like the rest of the day?
I think, yeah, Cedric's kind of mourning again.
Okay.
Poor guy.
Okay. And Frederick, what do you do after kind of leaving Thaddeus' office? Because Thaddeus almost becomes manic in his studying. Like he was studying something and he actually kind of picked that up awkwardly. Like he used the tray and put it to his hip. He moved it over and he started studying this now.
The only other thing Frederick would do that day is put his signet ring like on the dagger or next to it. Like if the dagger's like laying like this, put it like on like that. Be like, I believe this belongs to you.
Awesome. Okay. And you have no clue, like Jade has no clue
Yeah,
what's
I'm
going
like,
on.
Stuff is
reading
happening.
and just
Yeah.
like, I have no idea.
Yeah, but you do hear in Thaddeus' office like a lot of movement and like books moving
Okay.
and like things falling and like tripping like
Okay.
and you are kind of used to it. Okay, so we're gonna go. So that night, Tulak,
Yes.
you sleep on the floor because you feel you can feel like, and in your dream, you kind of are slightly roused by someone playing with your hair, and you turn your head. Your head is laying on someone's lap. And you kind of look up at them, and it's Lily. You're seeing totally red irises with the blacks of her eyes, like the white of her eyes are totally black, and she's smiling at you, and you're seeing that the tips of her fingers going up to her hand are covered in blood, but it's not going onto your hair. And then she's just saying again and again, there. The bad lady won't cause you trouble no more. And then you start hearing a familiar gravelly voice. And it's... And she looks over and it...
Whoa!
Okay.
Do you look around?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Right behind her is what looks like a tree, and when you start to focus, it's like pulsing. And you've seen this before. That tree is not a tree. That's like a giant artery attached to veins going up to the sky. And then you kind of glance over, and like there's a sea of blood around you.
Lily, I'm so sorry.
Shh. It'll be okay.
Are you safe? Are you of sound mind?
I'm the safest I've ever been.
I got your letter.
It took long enough.
Well, I got it today, but I plan to come meet you.
Like a big smirk on her face.
I know now what I did was wrong, and I will freely offer you up whatever penance it is you deserve.
She starts
Your life.
bending down, and you wake up.
I'm gonna touch to make sure that I'm not covered in blood. I'm gonna look around and...
You look in the mirror,
Uh-huh.
and there's like streaks in your hair where you're like,
Yeah.
Oh, no.
and like the window was latched and everything.
Is it like the middle of the night?
Yeah.
Is Thaddeus asleep?
You go check.
Yeah.
You walk. You see light from underneath his door.
I would...
Come in. He's like writing notes on a wall. Like you can see that he took paintings down and he put paper up and he's writing notes. Yeah.
Thaddeus, I promise, it's the only time I've left my room. I've been doing what you said, but... see this?
He goes over to you quickly, like kind of grabs your hair. Are you injured?
Sir, I don't know whose blood it is. Lily came to me in my dreams. And I would tell him exactly what happened.
Oh.
And when I woke up, the blood is here. And I don't know what it means that she could tell. She told the voice. She didn't even tell it. She looked at it and it silenced. And she was... It was... I don't know what to make of it.
Okay. And then he just kind of turns around. He's like, her force of will. He's just like tapping his fingers. Okay. Okay. That is very accurate.
Yeah.
With a whole bunch of things.
Poor guy's really thinking through it.
Yeah, he's got all kinds of stuff going on. Okay. But did you feel in danger at all?
I couldn't tell. She kept saying that it was all going to be okay, and I didn't feel like I was in danger necessarily. So it felt like a little bit comforting.
Okay. Well, you can hopefully you're not in danger, and he just pushes past you,
Okay.
and he like fumbles around and he like unlocks the door next door and he like checks. He like closes the door.
Oh.
It's, you can hopefully fall to sleep. Here, this will help. And you just
It's like, I'm gonna put you in the room, like...
he like hands you like 2 bottles of,
Okay.
of like one whiskey and the other one's like laudanum. He's like, just you can, hopefully you can sleep. And he keeps glancing over to the. You can roll an insight.
I got another question for that is before I get to, if I can. Oh, no way, a natural 1 and a 17. That's okay. Where's my insight? That was the personality. Was
Awareness.
that's going to be 1 success.
One success. You can definitely tell, like he's playing it off very, very well, but he's concerned for someone's safety,
Yeah.
and
Oh, go ahead.
you are the cause.
Yeah. Right. Sir, I know that I've probably been quite the burden. What is this thing? What do you know? Is it safe for me to stay here? What safe for the others for me to stay here?
Let's give it another day or two. What I've pieced together from Frederick, it's there's a term now that we're finding, one of the 4 of many. There are 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Now there are, of the 4 horsemen, that is just a representation, a grouping, as it were, of, I'll just put it as demigods, extremely powerful beings that are either in a different plane or this plane itself that do a specific job, and that was organized in such a way that they're one of the 4 horsemen. Have you met the Lady Death?
I saw a mirage, a trick of the snow one time.
Okay. I believe she is one of the 4 of many of death, and the axe is associated possibly with famine.
The axe always said it was hungry for blood.
Okay, or conquest, or war. So this is great. This is just, so I'm gonna keep
Yes, sir.
figuring things out. And so he just kind of like ushers you out.
He would go back to his room.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, Tila goes back to his room.
Okay. Frederick, when you wake up in the morning, your ring, like you look at your dagger, and the ring is actually around the base of the dagger. Like there's no way it could. Actually.
That's rad. That's it. I'm good.
And then it's like that day, I'm guessing everybody kind of stayed in their rooms. Like Jade, you kind of went out, like just walked downstairs.
Yeah, I'm like,
Hey, well, what's going on here? What's going on? And you just kind of go back up to your room, and you're like, okay. But so that was November 15th. So November 16th, about 1 o'clock. Is anyone out and about in the hotel, or just kind of still in their rooms?
AM or PM?
PM. So 1 p.m.
Oh, Jay would probably be out and about.
Like where in the hotel?
Probably down like where everybody eats. She'd probably have like a cup of coffee and be reading a book.
Okay. You see Jeremiah all kind of bandaged up with something in his hand, and he looks furious, and he's going upstairs.
Jay will follow.
Okay, you're gonna have. He still looks messed up. It's only been a few weeks, but he's just like, it's been a month, so he's, and he knocks
I
on
knew he was coming for
Tulok's
me.
door.
Who is it?
I'm like,
It's me.
1 second. Scraping as I move the chair, whatever. Cracks the door.
No,
What can I
good
do
to go.
for you, sir?
He quick reflex. This is like grab on your throat, and he's starting to push at you. He's like, "Who did you send?"
I would put my hand on it. I
feel
wouldn't be
like
mean
Jade
or
would,
anything,
like,
but I would put my
also
hand
be
on his
like-
wrist.
Okay, so you roll a pugilism to.
Wait, you're gonna grab me too?
No, she's pulling at Jeremiah.
I was like, I'm behind the door, but I
Yeah.
guess you push it
we
open.
both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like-
I only have one success.
Okay, he's pretty frail right now. Like it would actually be a few more steps, but like you're a physically armed person is touching like there's
Yeah.
and he opens his hand up and it's a telegraph.
Oh, can I grab it?
Yeah.
I would grab it and read it out loud.
Oh, okay, good.
It's from it has a lot of stops in it, but it's Megan ripped to shreds.
I didn't send anyone, Jeremiah. I had nothing to do with this.
She was angering and getting a posse ready to get you. Who did you send?
I'm just gonna open the door and walk
You-
right past
You're
it.
still being choked,
Yeah.
aren't you?
Oh, I thought
Or
you-
like-
No,
no,
he,
no,
he-
I
he-
didn't.
he- like you're reading this and it's like
Yeah, you took it out of his
we
hand, so.
and
What's
so like
the letter on this one?
they're just letting it was from one of the girls at it's from one of the girls at Jezebel's
Yeah.
palace, and they're like all they saw was footprints from the body with heels.
With heels. Yeah, well, Tulok's starting to piece this together. So he would, because is his hand on my neck? or no?
He let go.
That's okay, that's
He's
what I
just
thought. He opens the door all the way.
but he's like, how did you know? Who did you send?
I
Yeah,
didn't know. Jeremiah, follow me. I didn't know, and he's gonna lead them over to Thaddeus if Jeremiah
Okay,
will follow.
yeah, well,
Okay.
He's gonna knock on the Thaddeus.
Yeah, okay, come in. And he is like, no one's really seen him.
Okay.
But you've noticed that same candle is like totally down. You don't know if he's slept in the past few days.
Okay.
He's just been constantly.
Sorry, sir, for intruding. Megan, the girl that we told you about from the last town. We did tell him about that, right? Tulok would have told him. Because he would have felt really weird about the whole. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, she's. What did it say? Ripped to shreds?
I would hand that.
Sir, is it possible that she did this? I didn't have anything
What
to do
did
with
she
this.
tell you in your dream?
She told me that that the evil woman wasn't going to hurt me anymore. That I was safe from the evil woman.
There, the bad lady won't cause you trouble no more.
Yeah, well, that's what I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're just like.
I'm gonna just drop into the nearest chair.
Okay.
Why would she? What?
And so the telegram stated that Megan was kind of riling guys up to do
Come find
something.
me? Yeah. I didn't want this. I didn't know about this.
Okay. Remember you said you wanted to make a trip?
Yeah.
Do you want, Hi Jeremiah, how are you feeling? And he's just like,
Imagine Jeremiah and Jade are both like staring.
The staff of the Ostentatious have been taking very good care of me. I need to go back to that. He just kind of glares and just kind of, Miss Jade. And you're like, you can definitely, he's hurting.
Poor guy.
Do you stay in the room?
Probably not.
Oh,
You want me to?
might as well.
I guess I would. I just stand and
Okay.
like out of the way.
Okay.
I didn't want to say her name while he was.
I
in
want
here.
to say.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah.
Yes.
Go for it.
ahead.
Bring it.
I want to say, Cedric's not involved in this, right? That's because he's like at the bar just getting drunk.
Okay.
Warning his friends.
Which bar?
I don't know.
The hotel bar?
You got
or...
Gus's or
Either one.
Ostentatious?
Which one's is Ostentatious is the nicer one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It would be the other one.
Gus's.
He wants to get dirty
Not
drunk.
Gus's.
All right.
Because no one goes to Gus's.
Nope, not really.
Drinking
He
beers.
wants to be left alone.
Okay. All right. Good to know.
So Tulak would basically say, I didn't want to say her name while he was here, but this had to have been Lily. Had to have been.
Yes. I'm guessing that was her. But it seems that she's trying to protect you. I hope you're not a threat. Okay.
Yeah. That is. Tell me what to do to keep everyone safe, and I'll do it.
You can see his eyes are like super bloodshot. He's got like dark, like his eyes are swollen. Okay. He keeps glancing up at Jade and like looking at where the injury was, and then looking at at her hand, then back at you. You are a liability. You can take your gear, and he just kind of opens a drawer, pulls out an envelope, tosses at you. Best of luck to you.
Tulak would basically stand up. What's it? Oh, open the envelope. It's probably just money.
That's a whole bunch of cash.
Tulak would hand it back. Unless that
Nope.
would be rude.
It would be rude.
Okay, well then Tulak would, I guess, basically just bow his head and say, I didn't want any of this. Please give the others my love. And he would walk out and grab his stuff. He'd get on his horse and head out of town.
All right. And he would be just sitting there after Tulak leaves.
Oh my gosh. So Jade would be like, so what's going on?
And he explains everything.
Wonderful. It really wouldn't be that. It's always sunny in Philadelphia when he's trying to explain all that.
Yeah, all the strings
Yeah.
connected.
I was literally looking up that picture when you sent it.
Yes. Thank you for thinking like me.
Okay.
Perfect.
Can you take those out of there, please?
R.I.P.
And on his way out of town,
Oh no.
he digs up those revolvers
Hmm.
and he has them brought to the hotel by somebody. So you actually have Jethro's revolvers now as well. Cedric.
Nice. Good. I would clean those too.
Okay, so if this were a film, you'd the camera would kind of pan out as Tulak is kind of on his horse, Icebreaker, heading on the path to Burnt Tree, and it'd be like a mini montage of him camping, always keeping an eye over his shoulder, and then like always the moon phases, and then you go through Burnt Tree, and there are people there, but the town looks totally different. They're like nothing's been defaced or anything. It's like
Wow.
like totally new. You're like, okay. Then you Tulak would there's like a scene of him camping because he's not staying in town, and then looking up at the moon as it's crescent, and he kind of Tulak walks through into the cemetery, glances over on a hill, and just kind of walks that way to get a better judging of everything. And the clouds kind of part, and you can see the moon itself is barely a sliver. And it kind of looks over his shoulder, and there's a and you're seeing like red cloth being lowered down that touches the ground as Lily was hovering, and her feet just, and then she walks up, embraces him, and you hear the and there we go. There's Tulak.
Does the axe hit him? Can we ask that question?
No, they start floating away.
Oh, wow. Whew.
R.I.P. Tulak.
What the heck?
Not necessarily. You don't know.
True. Good riddance.
No, for real.
For
You
real.
can say goodbye.
He didn't.
Yeah, he didn't.
He asked
Yes,
Thaddeus to. He didn't watch y'all get butchered, okay?
He still didn't.
Thaddeus probably is like, he didn't even say bye, y'all.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah, the scene from Rodel Dorado where it's the song "Friends Never Say Goodbye." That was it.
Yeah.
I just gave him that whole talk.
Yeah, Cedric's over here like, I wish you the best. Like, you leave a legacy, and you're like,
Yeah,
mm-mm.
I should have given that talk earlier,
You should have. Oh, well.
and then he would have died early.
Okay, he didn't just die. Like Lily embraced him, and
It was romantic.
For someone who didn't want.
Yes,
her form.
it was.
Her form.
Look, Tulak also found a very powerful spiritual lady. I can respect that.
No. This lady's insane.
Yeah, I was gonna say. She just chopped a woman.
Cedric, sanity is a matter of perspective, sir.
Oh,
All I know
But
is
you're
she
right.
got whatever was messing with Tulak to shut up.
That's.
She gave that thing a sideways glance, and it went.
Yeah. Her willpower must be 19. Like, it must be impossible to fail with her.
She's pretty epic.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Okay, so that was a few. Like he took his time getting there because it was a few weeks. So we're gonna kind of skip ahead to around like it's near the end of November. So you guys are having a kind of an awkward like Thaddeus is like. You guys are kind of having like a makeshift like Thanksgiving feast.
Very cute. I like it.
I'm just thankful too,
And it's like it feels like part of the family isn't there because you guys have like
Yeah.
fought and like almost died together on multiple occasions.
Yeah. Almost been killed by another family member.
Yeah.
In the group.
Gotta
Yeah.
bring that up. It's like an old knife wound, it just never goes away.
Actually, yes.
Huh.
So yeah. Let's see. And so, like, so he'd actually have more than one of those meals, like he kind of makes a week out of it. And it's like the first few ones you're like, okay, this is kind of cool, and then the last part of the week you're like, wow, we're stuffed every day. But it's like different styles of food every single time.
That's fun.
Yeah. What kind of conversation do you have, or is it kind of quiet because of everything?
So, has anybody read any good books lately?
And Thaddeus would definitely like list off multiple. He devours like 2 or 3 books a week, so he's talking about this one and this one.
Oh, what genre?
Yeah. And Jeremiah seems to bring a different guest each time.
I'm sure all of them are charming and lovely.
Oh, it's very entertaining.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Jeremiah's probably the happiest he's been in a long time.
Yeah, and they're like helping him eat. He's like, okay.
No, I meant that Tulok was gone, but that's probably helping.
Yeah. And he's like, okay. And Boone, like Boone has been around, but he's scarred up.
Yeah, he took it right.
Like he, like when Tulok was around, he like kind of skirted around him.
Okay.
So did everybody else.
Everybody else, he's just like you've noticed how he used to have his arms up, kind of look as big as he could. He looks his own size.
Oh.
But so he doesn't wear the big old hat or the big clothes. Like stuff is
His clothes fit him now. Correctly?
Yeah. He goes to the Desert Flower. It definitely seems, and everything's fitted. He's I'm thankful to be alive. he's just like, and whenever he tries to take a drink, Thaddeus kind of like. Thankful for the taste of. Let's see here. If no one's really wanted to add anything to like those meters or anything, we don't necessarily need to. It's about, so it'd be like mid-December. A really strange like wooden crate kind of is brought, and Thaddeus like is trying to open it up with a crowbar.
I'll help.
Okay.
Do
So
I have to roll for it or?
No,
Okay.
you help him, and you're pulling the straw out, and it's like a giant, like a elk skull or something. And you're looking down, and like it's got sharp teeth, and it's like this weird bluish crystal. And with it, it's got this picture.
What a fun little Easter egg.
I paid a fortune for that Easter egg, alright?
It's got Winslow.
And so he actually has it mounted, like it's higher up, because if you remember, this hotel is actually 3 stories.
Right.
But you guys have been staying on the 2nd.
Okay.
And so it's higher up, and the thing is massive. Like the span of the antlers is like over 10 foot.
Nice.
And it's just kind of looming over there, and when you're touching it, it feels cold to the touch. You're like, it's kind of odd. And Thaddeus kind of snickers when he's reading the letter that came with it. And he actually has the picture mounted like with glass and everything, and he puts it by it, and he puts as what was that? It was the Northern Division.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Odd-looking people.
Yep. Do you try to read the letter?
I would.
Okay, he doesn't. It's from Winslow. and it's just straight up bragging on his group, like totally like going and like fighting and stopping all this stuff.
That's good.
Jake
And, like-
would read it and then just fold it back and be like, sounds like they're up to no good.
I will make sure to send them some fun cases, I guess.
R.I.P.
So
Send back a letter saying one of us died.
One of our team members summoned a scary thing and he went off, and now we're one person
You guys
short.
don't even know. He just rode off in the sunset as far as you guys know.
We just assumed that Lily did
Murked
whatever
him.
she wants with you, and
Oh God, don't say it like that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like,
So Thaddeus just kind of turns to so what do you want for Christmas?
stop. I don't know if Jade would ever have had Christmas, like
Yeah.
real Christmas.
Jewish.
Yeah. So I guess she would get like, I don't know, she'd kind of blush a little bit. And she'd be like, I don't think I've ever had a Christmas.
Really? Well, we're gonna change that.
Oh,
And
very
so-
sweet.
Like that day, like decorations, kind of like it's like over the top decorations, like for back then. Like you just
That would be so exciting for Jade. She would think that was so cool.
and like one of the people that he hires to put garland up was going to put garland up by the mount, and Thaddeus like nope,
Touch that.
nope, no. And Thaddeus would have been like asking like, "Are we okay?" It's just like he's been like purposely like standoffish, especially after the Tulak situation and like everything.
Yeah, Jade would
Okay.
reaffirm that they
Okay.
were okay and that she just didn't really know how to
Okay.
talk about what happened and didn't want to make things weird since Tulak was still around, and
Okay.
he did stab her, so and then she's missing a finger now.
Okay. So he would be
All of Dave's work.
so in the days that follow. So your Thaddeus would have definitely. There's like an actual sleigh. Yeah. He would have. That's
go for it.
like that's what he would have
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
It's
no,
just like
perfect.
there isn't snow. Would you like to? Have you seen snow?
I've never seen snow.
So he actually goes to everybody. He's like, "Hey, would you all like to?
Oh, little train.
Would you want to go see some snow?"
I guess I've never seen it before, so may as well.
Oh, this
So-
is like a whole thing.
Yeah.
for
So
all-
he actually messes up like an entire. He reroutes
That's
his
funny.
trains, and you're doing a trip with him. So you're going to the East Coast. Yeah. So he brings you guys to the East Coast, like, and so your route is doing kind of interesting. It's having to go south to stay, and then it kind of goes up, and you're that'd be, and around that time. So you are going. You did get to go through Illinois, and so you got to see like a bunch of snow there and everything. Yes, you guys get a white Christmas, and you guys are getting that kind of fun time.
Hopefully it's not the same training.
the other crew is there in the train.
Oh my god.
That's in April, if you remember.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right.
so
Okay.
funny.
Sorry, I
We
forgot.
start
I was thinking. I was like,
hearing
man,
gunshots.
that would be fun. It'd be crazy.
If both teams are there, no, it would not be fun for you guys.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
Something really bad's going on.
Okay, so is there anything that anyone wants to do in like? Because that would have been October, November, December, then into January. Like everyone would be healed up, but people would be like. If anyone had any fortune left over, I would totally be okay with like for 2 fortune, like saying a mental scar or a physical, like a mental scar wasn't necessarily there. You know, like paying that, like if you guys think of that for in the rules, if you guys have multiple fortune left over, it's gonna pay them in to prevent
I would be A-okay with that.
long-standing damage. What do you think of that, Jeff?
I think that's a good
I think
idea.
that's okay.
It's a good use of fortune. That's clever. Usually
Yeah.
compensation.
Okay, so after your long Christmas stay, you go back and the hotel hasn't changed or anything. You were gone for like 3 weeks total till into January, and it was kind of awkward for you guys because like Jeremiah brought like 5 women with him,
So
What a
funny.
guy.
but he's like this is amazing.
Good for him.
And like he's like introducing them to all this as he's being introduced, and like he's watching Thaddeus and how he's doing things and like trying to teach them, and so like there's around the fire, like all of them are like he's like reading him a book, and he's like pointing out to one of them as she's like learning, and then Thaddeus is just like okay. It's just
Wait, you said we're on the East Coast.
yes.
Would you say?
I'll read to you.
Over time, Cedric develops a heavy Boston accent.
You're
You're
only
German Boston.
You're-
That's so.
you were only there for like your stay at that place was like 3 to 5 days. The rest of the time was all travel.
Exactly.
Okay, so
Exactly.
you're back, and so as you're back, like Thaddeus is like catching up on things that he like records and letters that have come to him. There's everyone's kind of in their room. Like your room is like you've got all these boxes. Everybody has like boxes of like new clothes and stuff and random stuff. Cedric, you especially. You got a lot of random stuff that Thaddeus got you.
So nice.
Yeah. And so you would hear in like someone is talking to Thaddeus, and like just in the next room, and like knowing Jade,
Yeah.
trying to
She
eavesdrop.
might try to find an excuse to like
Okay.
come into the room.
But you'd know the sound of Tulok's old room being opened, and some being kind of showed around, and that night Thaddeus is eating dinner with you all, and then there's an individual that starts walking down the steps, and that's where we're going to start next session.
Ooh.
Alright.
Hey,
Who's this new
welcome the
person?
new guy.
R.I.P. too long. Y'all are too quick.
Truly, not an RIP.
You keep saying R.I.P.
He's not really dead. I look forward to crossing paths with him in the future. I guess I don't know. We'll
I
see.
don't.
I mean, he is resting.
That's what I thought. You know,
Yeah.
maybe it's GIP gallivanting in peace. I don't know.
Okay.
Shit.
Well, so we will see everyone next time.